there's power in consistency. And I think it's like when you work with familiar tools, things go faster and you feel more confident in it. And like when you don't have consistency, you're kind of all over the place. You're experimenting with new things. And like a perfect example of that is so many people will add a different, like we'll try out a different EQ plugin or a different compressor or that kind of thing. And I feel like every time I do that, I try out something new, it takes me so much longer to finish a mix because now I'm focused on like learning that tool in the moment, you know? And like, it takes me out of like the creative headspace that I was originally in.
Yeah.
Because now I'm just trying to learn a new tool and like, I don't know, there's something that I've just become super comfortable with using the same EQs and same compressors and stuff like that because I just know them so well that I don't have to think about anything. It's just, I react based on the music rather than trying to figure out the plugin and react to the plugin, you know? Like for years, I was using the Waves Renaissance 6 equalizer. That was my go-to EQ, and I use it for everything. I used it probably for like 10 years or so. And then finally, everyone was always talking about the FabFilter Pro Q, and I was like, I just was putting it off. I was like, I don't need this. I know. And anyway, so like I ended up like going to a conference, and there was a raffle, and I ended up winning Pro Q3. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll finally try it. And like I started using it in my mixes, and I noticed my mixes were taking me so much longer because I was just trying to figure out this new tool and like just get used to like where things were, the graphical interface, that kind of stuff. And like it's EQ, so like it should sound the same as when I was using the Renaissance equalizer.
Right. Yeah.
But like it was just like I just reacted differently because I was like learning this new unfamiliar thing. To go back to your question, I think just like being consistent makes you work faster, and it eliminates a lot of those like mechanical decisions and just makes you focus way more on the music and your gut feelings to it.
Yeah, I love that. That's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, so I guess you don't get like you don't get distracted by all the flashy new plugins. Like, you know, Sooth 2 comes out and you're like, I don't care.
I've never used Sooth. I have no idea how it works. Like
amazing. Yeah. Sometimes it does what you want it to do, and sometimes it's overkill. But
it's funny. Like I would say that I am a bit of a plugin junkie to some degree because I do a lot of coaching, and like a lot of my students have different plugins. So I'm like, okay, I'll pick this one up just so that I'm compatible with what they've got and that kind of thing. And every time I buy something, I have I intend to learn how to use these plugins. And then I'm like, no, why? Like I have my thing. It works. I don't need to like experiment with all these new things. It's going to slow me down.